All right, so for step 3, I want to show you some ways we can edit this image. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to take my basic eraser tool. I can adjust the size of it up here, and I'm just going to start working at erasing this background. Okay, so this is just a very basic way to erase things. Now, those of you that have used Photoshop before also know that you can zoom in, right? So we can get our eraser tool, and if we just want to use it like this, we can just simply click and erase stuff. If you want to be even more precise, you can use your different selection tools here. So here we have a lot of straight lines, so I might come in and use my polygon lasso tool and select this whole area here. It's going to give me this selection, and then I can just press backspace or the delete key or delete it and delete it. I could also use my magnetic lasso tool, and that's going to try to follow. It's following that separation in color there. So sometimes that'll work. You can click to make points so that it sticks to it. So you can see that's following pretty closely around the tire. That's working pretty good. And then I'm just going to drag it over here. I'm going to delete that area. All right. But usually your images will look better deleting these areas. Now, to get rid of a selection, you can just click somewhere and it'll get rid of it. And then we're just going to keep working. I'm going to zoom back out. Just by holding the Alt key, I can zoom back out, right? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep erasing. You can also use your, let's see where it is here, your magic wand tool, and that'll select sections of different colors. And if you hold shift, you can add to those selections. You can also change the tolerance by making that number higher or lower. It will change how much of that it selects. So I'm just going to continue to go around. If I hold the space bar down, you'll see it turns my mouse into this little hand, and then I can move my whole design over. So I'm just going to continue erasing and getting rid of as much as my background as I can in order to make my drawing look as nice as possible. And this is one of those things that the better job you spend doing this, the better your whole design will look at the end. So here I'm just using that magic wand tool, and I'm just holding the shift key down, and I'm adding these different spots to make one big selection. And I'm just kind of moving around. And then when I hit delete, it's going to delete all that at one time. So that's looking pretty good. Now I still got this kind of ugly spot there around my tire. I can come in here, make that a little smaller, and kind of just make that, you know, just freehand make that look a little nicer around my tire. Just make it look a little more round. You got to remember, a lot of these jagged edges were really zoomed in here, so we won't see those jagged edges. I'm going to hold down spacebar, move it over again. I have some areas here I'd like to delete around the car. This would be a good spot for that polygon lasso tool. That's a nice straight edge. Like that. All right, that's a round edge there, so we don't really want to use it for that. Right, but then let's just come in here, press escape or just click to get rid of our selection. Come in here, let's clean up around this tire again like we did with the other one. Now we're starting to get a nice design. Still have some stuff in here I think I'm going to try to get rid of so you can actually see through the spoiler. I think that'll look cool. All right, and now if I zoom back out, I have a nice design, the background's been eliminated, and I have my picture for my car. So on the next step, I will show you how to start adding text to your design.